This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
If your roof starts to leak or your floor's really squeaky, you live in a money pit. Money pit.
If your basement needs a pump or your place looks like a dump, you live in a money pit. Money pit. Pick up the telephone.
Fix up your home sweet home by calling 888-MONEY-PIT.
Coast to coast and floorboards to shingles, this is the Money Pit. Happy Thanksgiving weekend, everybody. I hope you had a great meal with your family and your friends and you didn't walk away with a whatever cold congestion thing you've got going on like me, Leslie Segretti. Maybe you didn't recognize my voice, but that's me, and I've got Jimmy over here who's laughing. He's loving this.
That's right, Leslie. I'm laughing at you and your current vocal condition.
Dude, why do you sound better when I sound terrible?
Well, I feel for it. Hey, you know how we talked about Thanksgiving? And a couple of years ago, we started going to a restaurant instead because it's less work. I'm an aging mother and less work for my sisters, etc.
You also could cook the dinner, Jim. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I could. So like I said, so what we ended up doing this year, we made near reservations, and we ended up doing it at home anyway.
You did?
You know, Grandma Rose wants to have Thanksgiving at home. We have Thanksgiving at home. My sisters do the lion's share of the work by all means.
I mean, I can't believe also that your sister, you allowed her to cook after that, food poisoning incident of 30 years ago that will never let her live down.
I still think she should throw those shrimp out. I mean, she saves everything, that girl.
Oh, man. Well, I'm glad you had a new tradition, kind of an old new tradition.
Yeah, kind of went back a little old school. It was cool.
It was delicious.
Yeah. Was.
Oh, that's great. Well, you guys, it's kind of a really super busy time of year. So we know you've got a lot to get to, so we'll jump right into the Money Pit here. Are you planning to host family and friends who have little kids this holiday season? Well, you may have the guest towels ready and the fridge stocked, but is your home safe for those curious crawlers and toddlers on the move? Coming up, we're going to share smart, stress-free tips to quickly baby-proof your space so everyone from your guests to the kids can just relax and enjoy their visit. You don't need to overhaul your whole house, you guys. Just a few strategic tweaks can make all the difference. We've got that. Plus, before you dive head first into holiday shopping, we want you to just kind of take a beat because we're going to share the secrets to smart spending this season, from the best time to buy tools and appliances to how to spot real deals and skip the fakes. Save money and sanity before the holiday frenzy maxes out your credit card. But if it's going to max out your credit cards, guys, make sure you're getting travel points. I feel like that should be a spin-off of our show here, Jim. Travel points on your credit cards.
Hey, if you got them, use them, right?
Seriously. And also, if you're thinking about a big home project for next year, don't wait until the thaw. We're going to share why the winter is actually the best time to plan for your spring home improvements, from finding the right contractor to locking in materials before the prices rise. Start early and you're going to be way ahead of the hammer swing when the weather warms up. So lots to get to between all the eating, the decorating, and the shopping. Give us a call at 888-MONEY-PIT. Jim, who's first?
Hello, Lynn in New Hampshire. You've got Leslie Segretti on the line, and she's ready to talk to you about cedar siding. What's happening?
I have a house that the town says was built in 1750. I don't know how long old the siding is. I purchased it in 2009, and the siding was old then. Did have it washed and bleached to get all the little stuff that was growing on it off. I was thinking this year that I would protect it with something. Someone else said I didn't need anything.
Yeah, so what I think you're talking about is cuprinol, which is a fine product, and it's a wood preservative. But I don't know how much UV protection it actually has in it. And that's really what you're trying to do here, because natural cedar, sure, it's resistant to insects, but it's not resistant to the sun. And if you expose it, that cedar shingle is going to crack, it's going to dry out, it's going to split. So you do want to protect it. So we're going to give you two options here. If you want to put on something that's totally natural, it's not going to change the color at all, you would do boiled linseed oil. And it has to be boiled. You want to make sure that that linseed oil says boiled, because if it just says linseed oil, it will never, ever dry. And linseed oil really does a great job at protecting the cedar shingles. It doesn't change the color. It works really, really well. Now, the other option is if you do want to change the color, you could apply a solid color stain, but you would use a primer first. And generally with cedar, we would recommend an oil-based primer because the tannins in the cedar can break down the bond between the paint and the shingle. So if you prime it, it kind of seals in those tannins, and then you can use a solid color stain. And stain does come in a couple of levels of transparency, semi-transparent, solid color. But I wouldn't recommend the semi-transparent here because it does have less pigment in it. And a solid color, you're still going to see that grain of the wood, but there's more pigment in it, so it's going to last longer. And if you follow the directions and prep everything the right way, you could get that stain on your siding to last a good 10 years. And, you know, it's all about the process of it. It will last as long as that manufacturer says if you do the steps correct in the beginning. If you kind of fudge the steps, you know, maybe you'll get 5 years out of it. And painting a house is a big project, so you kind of want to space out how often you do it. You really shouldn't be skipping that first step because everybody kind of just wants to skip the primer and get right to the paint. I mean, it's interesting. It's something that you put on, but you don't see it. And so you're like, I'm not going to spend the money on it. I don't see it. But what you don't see is the adhesion that it's giving you. And so if you don't prime, the paint isn't going to last. It's going to peel off. You're going to be painting more often. It's going to get even more expensive. If you want to go with the boiled linseed, you can do that too. I mean, you can also pick up a super small container and just kind of try it and see what you think.
So it will protect it from water, you said, and the UV light.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
All right. You're welcome, Lynn. Good luck with the project. All right. Bye. Good home security is important, no question, but it doesn't have to be expensive and complicated. That's why I'm so happy to be working with Cove. They're an affordable, customizable security system that you can install yourself in around 30 minutes. They include cameras offering live video and audio to your control panel or your phone, and 24/7 professional monitoring for police, fire, and medical emergencies, giving you absolute peace of mind. Now, we installed Cove at home, and it's a great system because you can get packages that include a hub, door sensors, a doorbell camera, smoke detector, a touchscreen panel, window sensors, motion detectors, and indoor and solar cameras, which really gives you the peace of mind because it is an entire system that is so easy to install on your own. And I love the fact that someone is there monitoring 24/7, which you don't get with a lot of the other home systems. And as a single parent with, well, now a teen who loves to sneak out, by the way, can't do that anymore, and small kids, it's super important to know that we are protected and there's somebody there that can help. God forbid there's an emergency. And best of all, Cove is affordable. It starts at less than $1 a day. And right now is the perfect time to invest in your home security during Cove's Black Friday Cyber Monday sale event. And as an added bonus, Money Pit listeners get an additional 10% off. Just visit covesmart.com and use code MONEYPIT at checkout for an additional 10% off of your first order. That's covesmart.com, Covesmart, COVESMART.com. You'll be glad you did. Hey, you want to support our podcast and help us grow? Well, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, and we'll be forever grateful. Plus, you'll be helping other homeowners discover our show. Just go to moneypit.com/review. I'm Leslie Segretti, whose voice may be kind of coming back. I feel like I'm just using it a lot, so maybe it's going to get back into shape by the end of this hour.
Rebounding.
We'll see. It might crash and burn, but we'll find out in the next few moments of the show.
You can do it.
I can. Well, you guys, this is the busiest, but also most wonderful time of the year. And your kitchen is in like a holiday cooking marathon. And that is super, super tough on that space, especially your range hood filter. There's grease buildup. It could hurt the performance, but it can also become a huge fire hazard. So take that hood. If you've got a metal filter, you can soak it in hot soapy water mixed with baking soda, Rinse it and dry it completely before you reinstall it. It's a simple 10-minute job that will keep your kitchen cleaner, your air freshener, and your turkey safe from those unexpected flare-ups. We've got that and more coming up. But first, back to our callers. Jim, who do we have next?
Okay, we're heading out to Maine, where Carol's got an electrical problem. And Leslie, you already know my answer when it comes to electrical.
Hire a pro.
Now let's hear what the question is. Maybe not.
All right. Maybe you're not.
But if you got to ask some questions, there's your answer.
Maybe you should not be doing it. All right, let's hear what Carol's got going on.
We are replacing some outlets, older outlets. And the outlets that we are taking out have 2 black wires and 2 red wires. And our question is, do we need to replace both of those black wires and both of those red wires on the new receptacle?
All right. So, Carol, when you're removing this outlet and you're replacing the receptacle, you should see black wires and red wires. And generally, those should be the hot live wires. And then you should have some white wires that would be the neutral. And this is all a should be. If your house has been wired incorrectly in any way, it might not be correct. And if you accidentally put a white wire to a black wire, you could cause a short, like tripping or even a fire. So what I would say, if you're unsure about this in any way, it's better to consult an electrician. But generally, when you're replacing outlets, it's wire for wire. So black to black, red to red, white to white. You want to make sure that you're connecting everything the way that it should go. So if you're asking the questions, I would say maybe hire a pro. And generally with smaller projects like this, it's kind of good to, have a couple of them around, change all the receptacles in one room or
get the most bang for your buck. Yeah, because they're there anyway. Yeah,
exactly. Because they're going to be there. They're going to charge you for the hour rather than having something that's done super quick. Put a bunch of stuff together and get all of those projects done. Maybe add a ground fault circuit interrupter if those outlets don't have them, which it sounds like maybe you don't have in this house since things seem a little bit older with the wiring. From a safety standpoint, anything that involves the risk of death, electricity, it's not something I like to tackle. I understand how much of it works, but I sort of cut my losses at changing light fixtures. I'm like, great, did it. I don't want to do anything where there's a huge risk to myself or my family.
Absolutely.
So for you, I would say get that pro in, do a bunch of projects at once, and then you know for sure that everything's going to be great and you can sleep well at night.
And the flip side of that is, Carol, if you do decide to do it or yourself or have somebody do it, take a picture as you're taking it apart so you can see exactly. Because what happens if you take it apart and you don't do it right then and there, there's a real good chance you're going to forget what wire went where. Yeah. Just take a picture.
Oh, and Carol, I didn't say it, but make sure that power is off.
Let's back up a little, shall we?
Power off. Wire for wire. Be safe. I think we fixed it. Well, it's the most wonderful time of the year, and that means a lot of people are stopping by, and some may even spend a night or two. So are you hosting friends or family for the holidays? Are they bringing babies or toddlers along? Well, there's one thing you may not have thought about: making your home safe for those little explorers. Whether they're over for a few hours or a few days, there are quick ways that you can baby-proof your space that will give peace of mind to everyone, especially the parents. Now, maybe it's been a long time since you've had really little ones at home. So where do you start? First up, start at the floor level. Babies and toddlers live down low, so take a look at your home from their eye level. Get down on your hands and knees, check for dangling cords from blinds or lamps. You can temporarily tie those blind cords up to keep them out of reach. Lamp cords and whatnot you can zip tie so that they are safe and secure. Look for loose items like remote controls, coasters, small decorations that can become a choking hazard. Just kind of keep those things out of reach. And uncovered outlets that are down low, you can pick up those simple plastic plug covers for next to nothing at the home center. Just pick up a bunch, cover all those plugs. Now, if your guests are staying overnight or longer, you have to remember that kids seriously look at everything as if it is a play structure, and they will think of any and every way to climb something. So anchor any tippy furniture, like a bookcase, a dresser, a console, with safety straps if you have them handy, or at the very least, remove those tempting items from the top shelves to deter the climbing. Now, you can use baby gates as well. Keep them at your staircases or block access to unsafe rooms like a bathroom, a kitchen, a laundry room. And even before you go out and spend the money, why not post on your neighborhood's mom and dad's page or like your local town page? Because I'm sure someone has one that they could lend to you. It's no harm in asking before you go out and buy one. And then lock it down. You want to make sure the kiddos can't get into places that house potentially dangerous items. So cabinets and drawers, if kids are crawling or walking, you can grab those temporary cabinet locks. Worst case, you can just get some painter's tape. It kind of deters them by, taping that cabinet or that drawer closed. Plus, also, it gives you a very good clue if somebody has been into that space. And bathroom products, cleaners, medicine, just place that up high or truly lock it away in a cabinet. Remember that what's under your sink is now fair game to curious hands, and they will open that cabinet. Trust me. Now, you know where everything is laid out in your home, but your guests don't, especially the kids. So help stop those boo-boos before it happens. You can put corner bumpers on sharp furniture edges like coffee tables. You can lay down a soft area rug or a play mat if you have hardwood or tile floors. That's going to help both with safety and keeping the noise down. And some other temporary tweaks that you can tackle during their visit. You can place a towel over the oven handle if it's within reach. And you can remove the knobs to your stove because toddlers love to twist them and inadvertently turn the gas on. And think about moving some holiday decor like glass ornaments or those little village pieces out of low tables or just out of reach, because anything shiny is basically an invitation to touch, grab, potentially throw on the floor. And baby-proofing, guys, it doesn't have to be a full-time job. Just a few simple adjustments will help your guests relax. It will protect the little ones and make the hostess, the one with the mostest when it comes to safety sense. All right, Jim, let's get back to the callers. Who's next?
All right, we've got Bill, who I'm not going to mention is in my home state of Michigan.
Oh, wait, where are you from, Jim?
Did I ever mention this to you, Leslie? Michigan.
No, what?
The wonderful state of Michigan.
Okay, Michigan.
Okay.
Got it.
Hey, Bill, how can we help out?
My wife and I built a house about 10 years ago, and we have a two-car attached garage. And the problem is that the floor of our garage is not level. And so when water drops off the car from rain or more particularly ice and snow, it drops off onto the garage floor and starts to go in different low spots on the floor. A lot of it goes directly towards the wall of our house. So I'm wondering if there's anything we can do to correct that problem without having to remove the floor.
Hey, Bill, did you know Jim is from Michigan? Just wasn't sure. So I think the issue here is when you're dealing with sort of a floor that's not level, and it's kind of got some runoff and you're getting it in different low spots, you kind of want to correct all of those different areas. And there's actually a self-leveling compound out there. I remember when I first bought my home, and it was really a long time ago, 23 years ago, the basement had a concrete floor. It had some areas of unevenness. And Tom was like, oh, you want to use Abatron. I kept calling it Abacus. That is not the correct answer.
Or Abacab, and,
All right. Abacab.
There you go.
Thank you. But no. Abatron, and it's a self-leveling compound. And I mean, it mixes up super duper duper easy. It's sort of epoxy based. You pour it out, it kind of self-levels on all of the areas that you need to. So you don't even need to pour it over the whole floor surface, just sort of that area of unevenness in the surrounding, and you'll see that it does the work for you. And then once you've sort of leveled everything out and sort of reinforced everything in that way of levelness, then you can make any repair that you need to with the floor.
I was afraid you were going to suggest that because the problem is the floor is sitting on precast concrete beams because we have a spare storage space underneath the garage, so the water drips down there. So could do that, I guess, but I don't know the likelihood of being able to take concrete off of those.
Yeah, again, I really do just think it's a floor leveling compound that you have to look at to sort of make those repairs. And in Michigan, where, Jim is from, and you don't have to worry about those sort of temperature swings, because when you use these leveling compounds, it's really meant to provide good adhesion. So it's not going to be something that you're going to be able to chip off, and you're not going to want to get it off. I mean, but truly, if you're uncomfortable with this, you could have a pro come in and build some forms to get this floor level just correct, and then you would remove them as you go on and so forth.
Would you suggest a concrete contractor? Do you think they would be familiar with the options there?
Yeah, I mean, you could even have to do about 2 or 3 inches depending on the level, the areas of unevenness. But there's different approaches. I think this is something you could attempt to do yourself, but if you're not comfortable, definitely go with a pro.
I appreciate that.
All right, I hope that helps you out, Bill.
At Sierra, discover top workout gear at incredible prices, which might lead to another discovery. Your headphones haven't been connected this whole time. Awkward. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
We find Vecna, we end this once and for all, together.
On December 25th.
We have a plan. It's a bit insane. Everyone in? He knows where we are.
Watch out! Get ready for one last adventure.
We stay true to ourselves. Stay true to our friends, no matter the cost.
Found you. Stranger Things, Season 5, Volume 2 begins December 25th. Only on Netflix.
You guys, what are you working on this holiday weekend? Perhaps you're just working on digesting that gigantic meal you ate a few days ago. Whatever it is, we won't judge. Chill out, watch some football, have some leftovers.
No, I'll judge him. You don't have to judge me.
I won't, because I wish I was in that spot. And I'm going to say, move on over and share that cozy blankie. I want to watch the game, too.
Go Lions.
Well, whatever it is, guys, we are here to lend a hand. So give us a call at 888-MONEY-PIT so we can help you with all of your projects. Let's get back to the phones. Jim, who's next?
Doug is in Rhode Island, Leslie, and he's got a question about a really cool plumbing product, in my opinion, and they're called Shark Bites. Tell us what you're working on, Doug.
Yeah, I'm in the process where I'm planning to change my 2 outside faucets to the type that where the actual shut-off is like a foot within the house, inside the house, to avoid having to shut down everything in the winter because it'll drain from a foot inside the house. I'm not sure what they call that mechanism, but I'm thinking rather than have to deal with soldering any pipes in tight quarters, I'm thinking of using the Shark Bite product that eliminates any soldering. And so I basically want your opinion on that.
Yeah, Doug, that's really kind of the perfect application for something like this. It's basically a push-to-connect fastener, and then you press it on one end of the pipe and then press it on the other, and it kind of makes this permanent watertight seal. It's a great product for that exact reason, because you do not have to solder. And a lot of times when you do install those hose bib valves, that's basically what you're talking about here. And what's awesome about it is solder-free connection. You do have to invest a little bit, of course, in the tools that actually crimp and make that connection for you. So it is a little bit more money up front. But think about all the possibilities of what you can do. You know, if you're in a tough spot or in a crawl space or working near wood floor, this is really the perfect tool and the perfect product for that. And by the way, if you make a mistake, you can take them apart. Of course, that's another special tool that you'll need, and it's oddly called a tongue. I feel like all of these things have strange names.
No, we're over here. This one we got to take apart.
Not yours, Jim.
Oh.
It's an actual tool called the tongue.
Oh, that makes way more sense. Okay.
Yes, and thankfully you can speak again from your home state of Michigan. But what happens with the tongue is it kind of just goes into that shark bite connection and releases it. So it releases that mechanism that holds the pipe so you can take it apart. And again, all of these tools are kind of a couple of dollars each. It's something that you're going to want to pick up because you make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But it's really an awesome way to make a perfect plumbing connection.
Does it just work forever, or?
I mean, it's kind of like a Chinese finger puzzle. Is that okay to call it that? Those stretchy straw things that you put your two fingers in.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when you go to pull your fingers out, you can't unless you're pushing it in. So that's really the only way you can get the shark bite connection apart is by pushing it back together. So I think it's pretty sturdy.
I know they were, maybe a little more pricey than using solder and fittings, but it seems like a more practical application, and as you mentioned, being in a tight spot.
Yeah, and exactly. It's a lot less expensive than perhaps causing a house fire by, not correctly using a soldering torch.
Yeah, right.
All right, good luck with that project. Thank you so much for calling us at 888-MONEY-PIT. Well, the holidays are here, and while it's the season for giving, it's also the season when our wallets tend to take a hit. But before you splurge on that shiny new power tool or that big screen TV, it pays literally to know when to shop and how to get the most bang for your buck. Whether you are upgrading your appliances, investing in home tech, or just hunting for a deal, smart spending starts with timing and strategy, and holiday sales are specifically about timing. Now, tools and DIY gear, your best deals show up around Black Friday and into early December. Retailers like Lowe's, Home Depot, even Ace Hardware, they run doorbusters on everything from drills to pressure washers. And a pro tip here, if it's a cordless tool, look out for those bundle kits. It comes with extra batteries and chargers, and it actually makes them cheaper than buying the items a la carte. Appliances, November and January are kind of the sweet spots. Retailers need to clear inventory before those new models hit in the spring, so you will find deep discounts on last year's dishwashers, washers, and refrigerators. And smart home tech like doorbells, thermostats, and speakers are almost always marked down before Christmas. Just keep an eye out for bundled savings like a free smart plug with your thermostat. Now, you also want to do your homework before you buy. Impulse deals are the biggest budget killers, so before hitting add to cart, take a minute. Check the product reviews, especially for a lesser-known brand. Compare extended warranty offers. Sometimes the store's plan isn't as good as the manufacturer's. You also want to think long-term savings. It's really easy to get caught up in those flashy discounts, but focus on the value. You want to choose Energy Star appliances and LED lighting upgrades. Those will pay you back every month in those lower energy bills. Consider refurbished tech items from certified sellers. Many will come with full warranties and can cost 20 to 40% less than new. And for tools, quality over quantity is key. One reliable drill is going to outlast 3 cheap ones. Remember, guys, gifts don't need to be store-bought. If you're crafty, a homemade gift like a wooden serving tray or a custom picture frame or a hand-painted toolbox will not only save cash, but it definitely adds that personal touch. You're giving something meaningful, and you're avoiding the chaos of last-minute mall runs. So this holiday season, shop with purpose, not pressure. Wait for the right deal, focus on quality, and invest in upgrades that will last long after the wrapping paper's gone. Smart spending isn't about being cheap, it's about being strategic. Well, it's that time of year when you need to pick up holiday gifts for your loved ones. If you're shopping for a DIYer or you want to make your own life easier, a cordless screwdriver is a total game changer. It's lightweight. It fits in your hand like a pen, and it makes quick work of assembling furniture, tightening cabinet handles, or hanging holiday decor. A lot are USB rechargeable and under $40, which makes them a perfect stocking stuffer for anyone who loves a smart gadget that actually works. We've got more shopping tips and holiday how-tos coming up, but first, you. Jim, who's on the line?
Now we've got Heather in Tennessee who's dealing with the flooring situation. Fill us in, Heather.
Well, my husband and I we have a water filter on our countertop, and we overfilled it one day, and it leaked out onto the hardwood and while we were at work, and it's left a 6 by 8 inch diameter area of bulking of our hardwood floors. You can't really see it, but you can feel it like when you're walking over it with like socks on, it kind of snags. So I didn't know if there's anything that you could do like a DIY project or You have to have the whole floor resanded, restained. I really don't want to go through all that mess.
Ooh, that's sucky. And it's amazing how quickly, and it actually is sucky because all that water got onto that wood floor and it kind of got absorbed into it and then caused that buckling. Well, maybe, do you have any extra pieces of that floor anywhere?
I don't. And actually, another reason I'm kind of leery of it is because we got the same man that did our hardwood floors to begin with come back and put hardwood in our bedrooms, and they don't match whatsoever.
Is there like a closet or a pantry that you could take that floor out and repurpose in this area?
Yes.
All right. Well, then that's a good solution for you because a good carpenter can actually cut out that floor in this less visible area and only cut out enough of it to do this repair in the kitchen. And then they sort of cut out the bad board and put in the good board. And they do it in a way where it really blends in very naturally. And this way, you're getting the exact stain, the exact flooring, albeit it might not have seen as much wear and tear as that area. So you could notice a little bit of different. But I really think no one is going to be the wiser, and you're getting the exact match to replace those damaged boards. And now what you would put in that closet, you could do entirely different flooring. You could put some boards in and restain that whole area because it's smaller. So there's definitely a way to do this that's not going to be hugely terrible, but this one definitely involves a pro carpenter to help you out.
Well, that sounds a whole lot better than resanding everything.
Oh, yeah, it's way better than resanding the whole floor. All right, good luck with that project.
Coca-Cola. For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists. For long-distance love. For introverts and extroverts. The thinkers and the doers. For old friends and new. Coca-Cola. For everyone. Pick up some Coca-Cola at a store near you.
Jack Daniels is proudly served in fine establishments, questionable joints, and everywhere in between. So, no matter where you go, in every bar, you'll always know someone by name.
Jack. Jack and Coke?
Shot of Jack?
Jack Daniels, please.
Right away.
That's what makes Jack, Jack.
Please drink responsibly. Responsibility.org. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. Tennessee whiskey. 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery. Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Well, it may be cold outside, but believe it or not, right now is the best time to start planning your spring and summer home improvement projects. Whether you're dreaming of a new deck, a kitchen remodel, or even a home addition, the work that leads to a smooth, successful project starts long before the first hammer swings. So you want to get your wish list in order and just start by writing down what you want to do and then kind of prioritize that. Think about what's most important to your home's comfort, value, and maintenance. Now, maybe it's replacing old siding, updating your bathroom, or finally tackling that outdoor living space. And once you've got that list, rank each project by urgency and budget, because that's going to help you decide what's realistic for this coming season and what you might need to wait for. Now, you want to lock in the right pros early because spring is contractor crunch time. So by the time the snow melts, most good contractors are already booked months in advance. So use these colder months to research the local pros, check their reviews on verified sites, ask for references from recent jobs, follow up with those homeowners, schedule those consultations now. You're going to get better pricing, more availability, and time to plan your project properly, especially if your work involves design or structure. Now's the perfect time to meet with architects or designers. They can draw up the plans, they can handle the permits, because those can take weeks, sometimes even months, so it's better to start early. Now, you can also shop and compare materials. Even though you might not be buying anything just yet, this is prime time to research and price out all of the materials. You can visit showrooms for tile and flooring and countertops. You're going to get ahead of the spring crowd and maybe even catch a few off-season sales. Also, keep an eye on supply chain lead times, especially for windows, doors, or custom finishes. And if you're ordering anything special, place those orders now so that you're not stuck waiting when that weather does warm up. Now, when it comes to budget, you want to set a realistic budget and kind of cushion it because materials and labor costs can fluctuate. So build in a 10 to 15% buffer for those moments because every project is going to have one, maybe even three. So you got to be ready for it. And if you're planning major upgrades, check with your lender now about financing options like a home equity line of credit or energy efficiency rebates that you might qualify for. So while the snow is falling, do your homework. Dream, design, plan. This way, when spring finally hits, you will be ready to hit the ground running with the right team, the right materials, and the right plan to make your project a success. And it's time now for Jim's most favorite part of the hour, the emails. I kind of feel like you need your own theme song here, Jim.
I thought I'm just giving your voice a little break. All right, Leslie, we've got an email here from Dave, and Dave says, we're looking to purchase a home built in the mid-1990s. What are the biggest changes in construction and building codes from the 90s to today? Good question. Are there any drawbacks to houses built around that time? Huh.
I mean, I feel like in the 90s, it was like a housing boom. People were just building, and maybe not with the most durable materials. But it was after a time when you had really good structure and the homes were built, to stand the test of time. But I would say mostly 1990s era homes probably suffer more wear and tear than a home that's even older than that. So your systems probably are going to be fine. The heating and cooling, they may be old, but it's probably something that a good home inspection will tell you. A home inspector is going to kind of go through everything and tell you what needs to be immediately repaired, what could be a future project, and they can spot all of those things well in advance. And you're going to want to have that sort of in your pocket so you know how to handle the things that will come up. Code-wise, codes have gotten better. I think there's probably more ground fault codes today. Certainly carbon monoxide detectors is a code change from that time period. I'm thinking there's a lot more that's relevant to a home that, makes a big difference for your safety. So that's great. And your windows are probably ready for replacement if they've not been done yet, because you can get 30 years or so out of a window. So you've got a couple of things. But again, that home inspection is going to be key and kind of lining up what to do first, what's most important. But good job, you guys. Congrats on the house.
Well, if your home feels small and you're planning to move, staging the home before potential buyers show up can help create a positive first impression. But staging almost always involves getting rid of a lot of what made your home crowded in the first place. Leslie explains how this is in this week's edition of Leslie's Last Word. Leslie?
Well, if you're thinking about selling your home in the new year, now is the perfect time to get it buyer ready. One of the biggest mistakes that sellers make is holding on to too much stuff. Remember, most buyers are moving because they've outgrown their current home. So if your house feels crowded or cluttered, it's going to feel more like their problem than their solution. So you want to start by cleaning out extra furniture, personal collections, keep things simple and open so that buyers can easily manage their own stuff and their own life in your space. And when it comes to style, kind of aim for neutral. Those dramatic accent walls or oversized vintage pieces that you might love could distract those buyers who don't really share your same design style. The goal is to make your home feel inviting, but not overly personal. And here's a pro tip. Buyers are nosy, and who can blame them? They're going to want to peek inside the closet and the cabinet. So make sure that those spaces are only about half full. You want everything to feel like, oh my God, there's so much space. Look at all this space and how organized. I could also do that. It's kind of a trick there, but you got to do it. Now, a few well-placed mirrors can also go a long way towards making rooms feel bigger and brighter. And for decor, remember, less is more. Stick to just a few clean groupings of 2 or 3 pieces to give that space polish without clutter. And when it comes to staging, just think of it this way. The less you in the room, the more they can see themselves living there. And that's what sells a home. All right, that's a wrap for this hour of the Money Pit. We covered a lot, from smart ways to stage your home for a faster, more profitable sale, to planning ahead for those spring projects when it's just too chilly to get to work outside. And of course, we squeezed in a few smart spending and prep ideas to help you stay ahead of the game this season. I'm Leslie Segretti. Thanks so much for spending part of your day with us. Stay warm, stay inspired. Remember, you can do it yourself, but you don't have to do it alone.
On the show. On the Money Pit Radio Show.
Pick up the telephone.
Fix up your home sweet home by calling 888-MONEY-PIT. Woo!
Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Kay Jewelers Black Friday sale is on. Now's the time to get up to 50% off Black Friday deals. With savings this big, you can get gifts for everyone on your list. Plus, if Black Friday lines aren't your thing, skip them. At Kay, you can buy online and pick up in store or get free shipping right to your home. This holiday season, unwrap love and savings with Kay. Exclusions apply. See Kay.com/exclusions for details.